what makes you different than everybody else? If you're not different from the pack, you are the pack. Bottom line, you know, you have to have something that they haven't heard before. In some industries, you know, people will promote that they're number one and all the rest of that. The only bad part about that is usually in the same industries, there's probably 5 number ones in the same paper. Right? We've all seen it, we've all heard it. And so we want to let the client know what it means to them. It's the last part of what's important. What it means to them. Well, we're number one, but you got to know that the reason that that's important to you is because we've helped so many other folks that we can really help you get what you want, make all your dreams come true. Right? And that's why it's important. Now they get it. It's not about an ego thing, because I didn't hear ego when you were talking about that. Yeah. But it's about giving the client the benefit, emotional benefit of what it means for them. You're dealing with an expert. I know what it is. It's going to take you where you want to go. Awesome idea. So your value proposition has to be different. It has to be substantial. If you ask me, there's a ton of coaches out here, ton of them. I train some of them. And you ask what I do differently, I'm a performance coach. I'm all about performance. Let's perform. I want to find out what's slowing you down, make it change. So if you just want me to come and talk to you on the phone, you got to know it ain't going to work for me. I'm going to get bored. And that's not going to happen. And we're not going to talk about stuff that's not important. I'm going to push for that. So if you just want to have somebody that you can talk, I tell people this. If you just want to have somebody that you can pay so they can just hear you, I'm not the guy for that. I'll hire somebody that'll do that. I can't do that. Does that sound about right? That's me, isn't it? Yeah, that's not the style I do. But that's my niche. That's what I do best. And other coaches are completely different. It's okay. There's no competition. It's just about what you know you need to do for you. So acknowledge yourself where you're at. Figure out your niche. Go for it. You got your benefits. You have to have a differentiator. You got to have it in the client's language. We talked about that earlier. Step 3 is, how are you going to demonstrate that you know what you know what you know? Anybody got some clues? How do you tell your client that you really know what you're talking about?
Educational marketing.
That's one way. Yeah. What would tell, you're in marketing, how would I know that you know what you're talking about?
I speak your language.
Mm-hmm. You've already talked about driving it to the tail end. You've already talked about a call to action. All the things that are relatively important. You gave me pushback where I needed it. Do I believe you know what you're talking about? Absolutely.
How about testimonials?
Testimonials are huge. They add credibility. But there's something that you need to be able to bring to the table in those critical moments that says, I know what I'm talking about. But the point being is that somewhere down the line, you have to do something that tells people that you either know what you're talking about or you don't. And that's the most important part. Because if you can't differentiate yourself, you're going to look like everybody else in the marketplace. And there's always more competition that way if you can't differentiate yourself. Doesn't take much to stand above the pack. You ever seen that marketing thing of the apples, and there's that all the red apples and there's one green? That's only like one DNA out of a bazillion of them, right? It doesn't take much to stand above the crowd. It only takes one little bit. And if you know what the bit is, you've got yourself a gold mine. So please find out what that is.